Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov chess channel and welcome to some incredible news from the chess.com Title Tuesday Grand Prix event that was played today. Quang Liem, the top grandmaster from Vietnam, had a perfect score in this event. He gained 11 points out of the 11 rounds that he played, which was really crazy. Only a couple of times this happened in Title Tuesday history, and I sorted out now an incredible game played by Quang Liem in his path when he won this event today, in which he played an incredible, really a beautiful, and I would say also a top accurate 150 attack against Bojan Maksimovic Modern Defense. I think although this is a blitz game, this is a 3+2 blitz game, this is an instructive game because here Quang Liem will show us a completely new method in the 150 attack, really an interesting aggressive approach that I think could be useful for you in your home preparation against the Modern Defense. And the good part is also for me here that I've created this separate playlist of the 150 attack against the Perts on Modern Defense, and here this line will add of course into the playlist because this game is so beautiful, it's so sharp, it's so tactical. So put your seatbelts on and enjoy in a spectacular gameplay by Quang Liem. So with white, Quang Liem first of all played the move knight to f3 that took her third opening. Bojan Maksimovic's response was g6, but now after a couple more moves we have now the transposition into the Modern Defense, which is perfectly fine. Nothing dramatic is so far going on the board. After move e4 here by Quang Liem, we have now the standard d6, and now knight to c3, the two knight variation here. Quang Liem is preparing to go into the so-called 150 attack. The idea is clear: bishop to e3, queen to d2, trading off the dark square bishops, and then going into a flank attack with h4, h5. It's, I think, really one of the most effective ways to play against this fianchetto stuff by black. a6 here, Bojan Maksimovic is searching for an expansion on the queen side, and now immediately h4 here by Quang Liem, immediately searching for aggressive ideas on this side of the board. Bojan Maksimovic plays an interesting sideline, h6, which basically is not allowing here white to proceed immediately with the move h5, because then black will simply pass through, and I think the attack on the king side is a little bit splash. White has of course the starting advantage, but this is, I think, not a position that a 150 attack player wants to get. So that's why normal bishop to e3, b5, queen to d2, and now bishop to b7 here by Bojan Maksimovic, threatening the move b4, and then when the knight maybe gets deflected from the pawn on e4, here he's trying of course to grab a very important pawn. For instance, you try queenside castling, then b4, and in order somehow to stay with your e4 pawn on the board, you have to play a passive, I don't know, knight to d5, then after bishop to d5, e takes d5. I would say an equal game. White still has the bishop pair on the board, but now black has an expansion, will simply put more pressure against his pawns. These are double pawns, and again, I would say this is not a position that a 150 attack player wants to get. So that's why bishop to d3, if b4 happens now, then you have knight to e2, and the pawn is protected. So here, Bojan Maksimovic, instead of b4, continued with knight to d7, queenside castling here by Quang Liem, and now rook to c8, preparing c5. And don't be surprised, many times in the Perts or Modern Defense, you see black staying with the king longer in the center of the board. And that's what I liked about this game, because here Quang Liem will show us how to punish this, first of all, queenside attack, this early attack, without securing the king by castling here by black. So after move rook to c8, Quang Liem plays a stunning e5. And this is a beautiful move, because if you try here, d takes e5, then d takes e5, you could maybe take, but then the issue is after knight to e5, bishop to e5, you get this one. Queen to e2, getting the queen out of the d file, and now we'll clear, of course, the attack for the rook, and now there are several threats. Bishop to g6, bishop to b5, I don't know, you're trying maybe c6, then bishop takes g6 can happen, and I think the position is now collapsing for black. Black will lose another tempo. Now the pawn structure is messed up here, so no way that black is going to castle anymore in this game on this side of the board when the structure is so weak. And so really brilliant stuff here by Quang Liem. So that's why here Bojan Maksimovic tried bishop to f3, we have g takes f3, and now here I would say again white is already much better. In order to stay in the game, black has to maybe try c5, but then it gets again very tricky. Look at this, there is a beautiful e6. This is the way to go. After f takes e6, obviously bishop to g6 is going to happen. For instance, you could try maybe, I don't know, c takes d4, but then you give up the piece. But now after something like e takes d7, queen to d7, then bishop to b5 is again a stunning idea. A takes b5 and then queen to d4, much better position here for white. In order to stay in the game, again black has to play, I don't know, knight to f6, but then knight to e4. Maybe you're trying, I don't know, to build a queen and rook battery here to deliver checkmate, but then you play calm, knight to f6, e takes f6, and now you include this rook into the game. You will eventually defend your pawn here on this second rank, and white is up in material. White will have, I think, a comfortable game, especially on this side of the board. d6 pawn is weak, so I think it's simply one-way ticket in white's favor. So that's why for g takes f3 here, d takes e5, d takes e5, now knight to e5 by Bojan Maksimovic, but now comes the same idea. Queen to e2 again clears now the rook on the d file, and you see now nothing really can be done. If you try knight to d3, then rook to d3 traps simply the queen, so again it would be game over here for black. For queen to e2, that's why knight to d7, but now a beautiful move here by Quang Liem, h5. Previously, you know, when we analyzed the game in the beginning, this h5 move wasn't really so good. But now it's perfectly fine, because after move g5, there are now even methods, I don't know, bishop to f5, you can play in similar stuff, but now comes f4, and now we can push now the position on the king side further. Black has to weaken further the structure, and okay, black has maybe here an extra pawn, but this activity of the bishops, of the rooks, is simply, I think, too much to handle. My Stockfish engine at home, for instance, evaluates this position is almost +3 in white's favor. So I think slowly but surely, really, the position is collapsing here for Bojan Maksimovic. So what should you do after f4? I've analyzed this line. Maybe bishop to c3 is playable here for black, but then I don't know, b takes c3, you're trying g takes f4, then we play bishop to d4, the rook is hanging, you have to play, I don't know, strange moves like knight to f6, but then bishop to f6, look at this, you have to now play with the knight here, because you cannot take obviously with the pawn, and then again bishop to f5 clears now the d file. The queen is endangered if you step back, and with the knight, the d7 square is taken twice, so game over again here for black. For really, even bishop to c3 seemed tempting to me, but really there's simply no good more moves here for black. For move f4, that's why Maksimovic tried g takes f4, bishop to f4, now finally knight to f6. Again, you could maybe try this idea, bishop to c3, but it leads into complications. Bishop to e4, I don't know, if you play here knight to e4, then queen to e4, again too much pressure. The knight is somehow stuck here. I don't know, not a good position. After bishop to e4, you could maybe try, I don't know, c6, but then bishop to e5, the d file attack is again something that bothers black. Look at this, even if you try, I don't know, e6, then there are even some ideas like bishop to f5. The position is so beautiful to play here for white. I don't know, you try knight to d5, then you play bishop to e6, f takes e6, and then you pick up the rook. So it's again just one line that I've analyzed at home, but nothing really is working here for black. After bishop to f4, Bojan Maksimovic tried knight to f6 immediately instead of bishop takes c3, but now a rook to g1, and this is the position again that we wanted to get. The king side is messed up, no way that black is going to castle into the attack, then bishop to h6 is going to happen, and similar stuff. Again, the position is really bad here for black. Even if you try to play something like king to f8, which again seemed tempting to me, you're getting the king closer. Okay, maybe you have lost the privilege of castling, but now you're trying to hold the position somehow. But then bishop to e4 with threats of bishop to c6, I don't know, you take, then knight comes into the center, you're trying maybe to get out of this d file mess, but then this is a double attack against the knight and also against the bishop. So again, a messy game. Even if you try here, for instance, b4, then knight to a4 with knight to c5 is going to happen. So really such a bad position here for black. So that's why after rook to g1, Maksimovic tried to hold everything here here on this side of the board with rook to g8, but now bishop to f5 again, simply putting more pressure. And now comes e6, and you can guess what here Quang Liem did. He played now a stunning bishop takes e6, and now the position is really destroyed here by black. F takes e6, queen to e6. You have to cover, then queen to a6. Look at this, the rook is coming into the game, this rook is hanging. You have to play strange moves like king to f7 in order to connect the rooks, but now a rook from g to e1 puts more pressure against the queen. Even if you step back now, I don't know, to the d file, then queen to e6 is winning the game. Look at this, knight to b5. Again, I've just analyzed one potential line. Black and white don't have to necessarily play the game like this, but we can agree, I think, that the position is collapsing again. The queen gets attacked, then we play something like this, knight to c7, rook to c7, and now the issue is now there's no pawn anymore that can hold now the d6 pawn. Now the queen is coming, now the bishop is coming. It's simply game over again here for black. So look at this, even escaping is not possible anymore here for black. After rook from g to e1, that's why queen to b4 by Maksimovic, but now a stunning rook takes d7. Quang Liem continues the attacking flow, and let's point out here that Quang Liem is playing a 3+2 game, and he played it with the perfect play here without inaccuracies, mistakes, or blunders. This wouldn't, I think the Stallfish engine wouldn't play this game better. Rook takes d7, knight takes d7, and now the queen is coming. Now queen to f5. Even if you try knight to f6, then this rook is hanging. Look at this beautiful play. After queen to f5, Maksimovic tried bishop to f6, but now bishop takes h6, king to f7, and now queen to e6 was a beautiful checkmate here by white. So great game. I think it's a great game also of theoretical value, because this e5 breakthrough idea has to be, I think, known in this particular position, that actually it's working. All of this square is taken many times by black's pieces, but the issue is now the d-file attack, because black never played e6 and queen to e7 didn't get out of this attack. But it's, you see, black just coordinated the attack on the queen side, never really considered any counterplay by white, and Quang Liem punished that. I think very cool, instructive game here by the Vietnamese top grandmaster. So okay, congratulations to Quang Liem for winning the new title, the Title Tuesday edition, with a perfect score. Really this happened only a couple of times in chess.com history. If you want to see some other beautiful 150 attack games and studies, if you want to maybe really have a great repertoire against the modern and Persian defense, please check out our 150 attack series. Here's the link of the playlist, and if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. See you soon with some more videos, and what do we say in the end? Chess is the best, of course.